Okay. Well, let me talk about my recent experience. That was around maybe 20 days ago when I went to Paris for the CD presentation of a great bass player, Hayrapetyan. We play Charles Mingus music. It's in his CD. I just record the CD in winter, and we had a CD release party in Paris through the Lombard Jazz Club. That CD is out. It's called "Let My Children Hear Mingus." But after we played the CD release party, we had a recording session in one of my friend's house in Paris, piano player. So that's a great memory because we had Hayrapetyan on bass, me on piano, great drummer Gush Abadi from New York, great drummer Gush, and Luigi Grasso on saxophone. So we had this record session in the house, in a very small room, drums, bass, saxophone, and piano. And it was the most relaxed recording session I ever had in my life. Very relaxed. He's just sitting there in somebody's house and playing. No nerves, no arguments, nothing. And we dedicate this record to Barry Harris because we decided to record music with Barry Harris songs and to pay a tribute to him. Because me, Luigi, and the piano player that we were recording in his house, his name is Laurent Cortaliac. So three of us studied with Barry Harris. So we say, let's dedicate one album to Barry Harris. Because everybody dedicates album to somebody when he dies, you know. I don't want him to die and then we do a tribute to him. Why? When he's alive, we can do a nice tribute to him, right? And he will be very happy too. Maybe that brings more happiness to him, so he continue living more years. He's now 89, almost 90, and he's still teaching, he's still active, and he's still full of energy. So I hope him a big, successful, long life, as long as he can. So we record that. That's a great memory for me. That's about the recent, my recent memory of the great recording session that I ever had. Because usually recording sessions are very tight, very nervous, time limit, you know, it's a lot of nerves, you know. Sound engineer is not ready, microphone is not working, headphone is bad, this is that. But this situation was just like that. We came to the house, we drink coffee, we eat, we smoke, and we play. You know? That's it. Next. Ora si čane Ukraine, huh? These are the numbers from gigs. Okay, this is good. 11, okay. Oh, which collaborations have been the most important experience for you? Okay. Well, first collaboration, that was in Poland. I told you from the beginning. It was 1978 with that old saxophone player. That was first time I played with a real jazz musician. But after that, when we went to jazz festivals, we played with a lot of great jazz musicians. But my main collaboration, one of the important collaborations, was the gigs in New York. You know, when I played with the great jazz musicians, great saxophone players, I don't even knew their names, you know, like Charles Davis, for example, right? Or Jimmy Lovelace, great drummer. I never heard about him. But that was my first experience. Leroy Williams, great drummer. Singers. in singers, very important to play with. For a piano player, very important to play with singers. You know. Recently, I played with one of the great singers, Marjorie Barnes, great, fantastic singer. I played with the Israeli young singer Yala Balin, which is also great. We record with her too. Eve Cornelius, great singer. She came. I invite her to Armenia. We played here together because I bring a lot of friends. You know, I call friends. They come to visit Armenia for nothing. You know, they buy ticket. They come. I don't pay $1 million for them to come. You know, Sharon Clark, great collaboration. You know. John Marshall, one of the great trumpet players today. I played many gigs with him, and we still have a lot of programs to do together.
From Sonra, John Marshall, yes?
No, John Marshall is from, he was from Buddy Rich Big Band, and then he was from every big band. He played in Buddy Rich Big Band, he played in Tejo's Louis Big Band, he played with Dizzy Gillespie Big Band, and he finished the big band career with WDR in Germany. He finished his career. Now he's free. He's a good friend of mine. Great guy. Great tenor player, Chris Byers, a lot. We played together a lot. Pasquale Grasso, fantastic guitar player, young guy, fantastic, one of the best today. Luigi Grasso, his brother, that we just recorded. I can give you lots of names, you know. And every gig I play with, it's something, you know. Great alto player, Zaid Nasser, fantastic alto player, you know. One of my favorite alto players today, because he sings. You know, not screaming on alto, but singing. And many others. If I start naming people, it will take a lot of time, you know.
Next.
Business? Jazz? Business? No. This one?
Yes.
How can we get young people interested in jazz when most of the standard tunes are look, there's no music, old music, new music to me. Music is music. Shoes can be old and new.
Yes.
You know? But this, like jazz standards, for jazz is not that old, you know? Bach is even older. Or Mozart, or Beethoven, or, you know? It's not about new or old. It's about how much feeling they have, how much soul they have. Because, of course, it's half a century old. But why everybody starts learning Bach and Mozart? It's how many centuries is old? Bach and Mozart and Beethoven, right? There will be always people in the world, remember this. There will be always in the world a lot of people, they would like to have a wood furniture, right? Like a nice old piano, or a quality car, or quality, you know? Because wood is a quality, yeah? When you have a wood furniture, there's always will be people in the world reading books. Not in the computer, but a reading book, like a real book.
Yes.
A book is also old, if we think that way.
Yeah.
Book is old, this is even more older, you know? If we think old or new, it's not everything new is good. Sometimes everything old is even newer than old. You know?
Yeah.
You listen to Thelonious Monk today, it's more, to me, it's more modern than the modern music today. Because today's modern music, to me, is you play in a certain time and it's finished, and then you have to play another. But Thelonious Monk is never finished. You know, when you listen, all the rappers, remember this, all the good rap singers, they study Thelonious Monk. Why? Because of rhythm. Because of the modern. You listen to the rap music today, they use the old music, old jazz music, they use the Art Blakey drum solo. So this question, I don't understand about old or new music, you know. To me, shoes can be old or new, but music, old or new.
Yeah. Next question, John Coltrane.
Exactly. You see, I didn't even know this question, but listen, John Coltrane said that the music was his spirit. By the way, John Coltrane also studied with Barry Harris, to let you know, just to let you know.
Please read after.
John Coltrane said that music was his spirit. How do you understand the spirit and the meaning of life? Yeah, exactly. Music is your spirit. And the spirit is not old or new. It's your spirit. It depends how you feel it. You know? Of course, you learn, without learning all these jazz standards, John Coltrane would not be a John Coltrane, trust me. Mm-hmm. John Coltrane was copying Charlie Parker on alto. If you read John Coltrane's book, he was transcribing Charlie Parker 24 hours a day. Every alto player. He was an alto player. I have recordings that he sounds like Charlie Parker. But he studied all this. Then he brings his own sound to the world. You know, without having a root, you cannot build a building without having a root. You have to have strong root, strong ground to be able to make a modern building, if we talk about a modern, right? That's it. So that's why it's your feeling. It's your feeling today, but without forgetting the past, because your emotions, your feelings are coming together by the time. Right now I'm 50 years old. And I'm always starting from zero again, you know, because I learn certain things, I learn in a certain time, I study certain things in a certain time, I understand certain things in a certain time, but all this together, I start to produce now. It starts to come out from me now. Then that means I start from the zero again. That means there is a lot of ways to go, a lot of big way to go, you know, big roads to go. Zero is the first number. No, not number one. Zero is the first. We start from 0, 1, 2, not 1, 2. Before and between 0 and 1, there's a big distance. You know. Go ahead. Let's see. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm gonna come back for your question before how to make young people interesting. You know, because young people today, first of all, young people today's whatever they are listening, the young, not jazz musician people, just the average young person, right? They listen to pop music, they listen to rap music. How to make them interested in jazz? You have to give them the right music, because there's so much music under the name of jazz. That's why many people, they don't like jazz. Why? Because they did not listen to the right jazz. You know, you go to the music store, they give you Kenny G as a jazz musician. Yeah, I went in New Orleans. I went to the Tower Records a long time ago. It was like 1997 or 8. Just for fun, I asked the guy in the store. I said,
Tell me, Galette
is,
and Kenny G.
no. I told him. I just told him. I said, which is the great jazz record? He showed me Kenny G. Why is for him great jazz record? Because it's selling the most. He doesn't know about jazz music. He's just selling the most. That's why they think it's jazz music. But that's not what jazz is, you know? That's not jazz. But people are buying in mind that it's jazz. And they don't like it. And young people, they don't like it too. That's why they say, we don't like jazz. In Armenia right now, there's a big army of young students. Big army, you know this guy, these kids, you know? Great guys, great musicians, talented. There's a great trumpet player right now, great piano player.
Or young people who say Shade jazz. No jazz.
Yes, Shade jazz, man. Come on, you know? That's why they bring Elton John to jazz festival. You know? Or they bring, I don't know, different, whatever, Joss Stone or something. I don't know. I don't even know those names, you know. Sharon Stone, you know Sharon Stone, great jazz singer, but she came to Armenia. She had a master class with young singers. And everybody was trying to imitate, because she was asking the young ladies to sing something, and they were singing Lady Gaga and all this. I said, listen, all these singers you think they sing, they're not singers. The same Lady Gaga, the same Beyonce, they can't sing. They can't sing nothing. They are not singers. They are pop stars. They are not singers. When you go to the studio with these people, you end up with like 10 hours of recording, because they record one word, then another word, then another. They can't sing. Why?
But they
think it's the best, you know. They think it's the jazz. That's the wrong thing, you know. We have to develop a young jazz audience too. That's important. Next. Here, I don't know. It's a good question. What are your expectations of the future? Future in Armenia or future in music? Or future in music in Armenia? All of them.
Please.
Well, right now there's no fear. Finish. No more fear, and we have to open our creativity to the highest level. You know, because our nationality is at least maybe the most creative. Sorry to say that, but we are the most creative nationality. We can make a piece of art out of nothing, out of stone, out of wood, out of air. You know? What is this? Yeah, if you could change one thing in the music. What would that be? In the music in general, right? I want to bring back to music. I want to bring back to music the feeling, the real feeling, human feeling, not machine feeling, not computer feeling, not you know.
But I go to
songs, write music with the not write music not on one harmony and the same note. And it's not simplicity. It's not about primitive. Primitive. Of course, primitive things are more catchable. You can catch it, but it's primitive. It's not simple. It's primitive. You know. It's just nothing to me. I want to bring back the feeling, the words to the music. Not I love you, I love you, I love you, you know? The feeling is different. If you listen to those old jazz standards, listen to the words. It's a very deep words, man. Very, like a serious, it's a poems. Not I love you, you love me, why I love you and why you don't love me, you know? Because primitive music makes people stupid. Stop thinking, you know? And some of the ideology of the powerful people in the world, it's they don't like people that they can think. That's why they make music like that. Boom, 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 boom. It's a hit on your head with the hammer. So after 10 minutes, you become stupid. If you go to the young discotheque, you come out of there like a deaf, dumb human being. You know, not even a human being, like an animal. That brings you anger. That brings you what do you call it? I'll find the right word. Aggressive, you know?
Yeah.
Jazz music is not about aggression. It's all about love. It's all about love, baby.
Okay.
You know? It can be similarity, yes, of course, it can be with the same. Because jazz music is a folk music. It came out from folk music. Blues is a folk music, right?
In Armenia?
In Armenia, folk music is folk music. It's our folk music, but it's our blues too. It's our story. The big similarity is the story. I don't understand about world music. That's I don't understand. Because world music, to me, it's like mixture of, let's say, dolma and mayonnaise together, and with ketchup and with some, you know, it's like
ethno jazz.
yeah. I don't like that word. I don't like that word. Ethno jazz, Armenian jazz. You know, we are good at finding words. It's not that. Let's call that music different and not mixed with jazz. Jazz is one thing. And for example, my good friend Artur Tunç has a very good word that because somebody created the jazz word, right? The word jazz. Somebody say, okay, let's call it jazz. But he has a good word. He says, let's call avant-garde folk.
Yes.
That's it. It's 2 days folk, including jazz. So then there will be no pretense. How you say that? There will be no fight between the musics.
Yeah.
Avant-garde folk music, great. There is no direction in that music. There's no direction. Because when we say jazz, we go to New York.
Okay.
And I like that. I like jazz.
Yeah.
Let's see, where? Who do you find yourself listening to these days? Oh, I still listen to Thelonious Monk and Bob Powell and Barry Harris and all the great guys. Lester Young, Coleman Hawkins, Charlie Parker, you know. I still listen. Nowadays, there's a lot of stuff. You don't even know where to begin with. Why I listen to the old guys? There's not too many good. You know, not that many. There was too many, but not that many. Not everybody was original. Everybody was original. In their way, like Art Tatum, Thelonious Monk. Same time, different people.
Okay.
Art Tatum, Thelonious Monk, Bob Powell. Same time, different people. Art Tatum, Thelonious Monk, Bob Powell, and all of a sudden Elmo Hope. Nobody knows. You know Elmo Hope? You heard Elmo Hope?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like Bart Powell, not like Art Tatum. Everybody was original. Lester Young, Coleman Hawkins, all of a sudden Charlie Parker. Dizzy Gillespie, Fast Number. They're not like each other. But today, same sounds. Everybody has the same sound on the saxophone. You can't tell this is Michael Brecker or this is Bob. What's his name? The new guy. Anyway, I'm not telling the names, but the sound is already different. You know, like Art Blakey and Jimmy Cobb, different sound. Jimmy Cobb and Philly Joe Jones, different sound, different. You know, Papa Joe.
De frontpianist Hank Jones.
Hank Jones different. You know, but Hank Jones and Barry Harris a little similar because it's Detroit.
Okay. And the end.
Last one,
Question.
this one, right? Let's take a trip with the time machine. Okay. So where and why would you really want to go? Right now, I don't want to go nowhere. I'm good. I'm good. Sometimes I go back to the 50s, 40s. Sometimes I'm going forward to like 2020, 2000, not 2000, 2000, 3000, for example. I can imagine, you know, like right now I can imagine, for example, in maybe 20 years, we fly to another planet and we have the same interview in another planet. But we still listen to Bach and Beethoven.
Yeah.
That'll be great if you go to another planet and listen to Beethoven and Rachmaninoff and all the great guys, you know, Mozart and Charlie Parker and all these guys. Usually, I think it still will be happening. You know, Lady Gaga and Beyonce will be finished, but the real music will stay.
Okay.
You know?
Of course.
Thank
Okay,
you, man.
thanks very
It was
much.
great. Thank you. Great questions. Fun interview. You know, I like good interviews. I don't like only interview like Auster and thing. But when it's fun, it's fun. You know. Thank you very much. Really.
Thank you. Thank you.